Hello again everybody and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. Today we have a 1v1 of Blodir vs Stardom on Theta Crystals. Now we haven't really seen this map much on the channel, so it'll be nice to see a little bit of a change of pace. Instantly we see a difference in start position here, with Blodir here going very far forward with his commander, choosing to get a high value mechs up on the hill here with the commander, and actually letting Stardom know that as well. Does give him the opportunity to have quite a few additional mechs by his base without having to expand too much, whereas if we look over at Stardom here, he does have the additional ones down below as a bit of an expansion. But Stardom's base is in a more defensible position here, being right up against the edge of the map. So we'll have to see if that pays off for Blodir getting the extra metal extractor early on. Now, while we wait for this initial game stage to go through, I thought I would just make you aware that next week on the 24th of February, there will be a live stream for the Bar Pro League. And a lot of the people that we see regularly on this channel will be participating on that. So why not go and look at Bar's official Twitch for that during next Saturday. So that's the 24th of February. And come say hi to us on stream, as I'll be helping Barcast TV cast the tournament. And getting back into this game though, we can see that Blodir here has gone Cortex bots. He's already gotten an initial grunt out, and he's heading his way over to Stardom. Stardom, however, has chose to go vehicles and is also a Cortex player in this game so far. Stardom getting an initial LLT up to defend, which is a good idea. However, this engineer that has gone out, so a construction vehicle, is on its own, has no form of defense whatsoever, but I don't think that grunt is going to get enough damage off to really worry about. We can see Blodir here trying to block, actually does get enough damage to kill the constructor. One grunt for a constructor is a very good trade, and that is going to put Stardom behind substantially. The greed of trying to get enough construction vehicles early on is gonna cost him. Meanwhile, as we switch over here and see Blodir's base, he's got units to defend already. He's starting to get some expansion on wins. And he's already got two engineers going back here to expand to the north side of his base, the place where Stardom would have spawned. And also going to get this expansion to the right. So Blodir going quite well at the moment. Lots of expansion going on. And the metal difference is going to start racking up quite quickly here. Now, as we quickly zoom out and look at Theta Crystals as a map itself, it is quite an interesting map. You've got a lot of hills up here to the north, which is going to cause some difficulty for vehicles. But the south side is completely flat, and so vehicles will go very well there. With Blodir going bots, we can presume he's going to want to contest the north side as much as possible, and force Stardom to have to react and be on that side like the entire time to try and dictate the fight. Now, he isn't currently dictating the fight. He's just using all of his combat units here to defend his expansion, which he is doing to great effect, as all of the scouts that got through here have not managed to actually make any impact whatsoever and get cleaned up very quickly. Now, as we were saying, yes, this bottom side completely flat, perfect for vehicles, and I did do a co-cast here with Barcast on this map before, and this north side was basically completely forgotten about, and the fighting was only in this lower quarter. Now, In the middle here, we do see a lake. Now, obviously, amphibious units can traverse across that. And with Stardom having vehicles as an option, he does have the choice to potentially go over that area. Now, whether we see any players actually make an attempt at using that, I'm unsure. Similar to how we see the big lake in a Cold Place map, we don't tend to see people using water very often. As we check traversability, these early incisors can actually pass over this hill with relative ease. If we maybe select construction vehicle is also fine. We'll have to wait until we see a bit more in terms of heavier vehicles to see if they have an issue. For those that aren't aware, to get the transversability map up, all you need to do is select a unit and press F2 on your keyboard. This will show the places which units can path. As we see, when we select a grunt here, it's completely green, saying that they have basically no problem at all. Whereas these incisors have a little bit of a problem, which is going to slow their movement as they move up and down the hill there. Now, Stardom is going to get a construction bot here. We'll slow down the progression momentarily. Incisors trade fairly well into grunts here, so even though Stardom is outnumbered, he will do pretty well. Saying that though, the amount of grunts in this pile now has just completely doubled basically what Stardom has. 6 to 10. And that should be a fine enough number. Now we do see Bloater here deciding to get some bombers up. Now, if he can get some good bombing runs on Stardom, that could dictate the rest of this game. However, for this to be effective, Bloater needs to keep Stardom away from his base. He cannot let him see that aircraft plant. If he lets him see the aircraft plant, the jig is up, and he is not going to be able to use those bombers effectively. Stardom definitely dictating the pace of the game, though, at the moment. And if he does not hold this, his play with the bombers is going to just be completely wasted. This armed metal extractor here doing a great job at helping defend, which does force Stardom back. And there is a large chunk of bombers now ready. Have 5 bombers moving in. Stardom doesn't actually have that much in the way of grouped up wins, except for the bottom here. But even if he just flies over, does some initial damage with taking out mexes, it's going to force even more micro time to Stardom. Now the planes have been spotted. Air defenses are going up. Just a matter of doing as much damage as you can possibly do in time. Focuses on the commander, which is a surprise. Rocket vehicles coming out as well. Fortunately, these bombers haven't really been that effective. At the same time, there's a fight going on at the top. I would want to show you, but I want to make sure we get all of this bomber action. And I don't think these are really doing any much more. But the shurikens that came out from Bloater here, managing to secure the incisors that were roaming around the top of his base and basically helping hold the line there. And the bombers themselves pretty much did nothing. They got a single metal extractor here and some wins, about 4 or 5 wins I believe, but nothing substantial. Got a couple more metal extractors down the bottom here, but all in all, nothing to write home about. Shurikens will do a good job here at just detaining some of these incisors. It wouldn't surprise me though if we see a transition over to vehicles. However, I'm saying that, and as I look in the base of Bloater, we see Tech 2. And whilst Bloater is going Tech 2, Stardom has started going aircraft to get his own shurikens out. Now, it is somewhat surprising we don't just see a reclaim of, well, either factory. He could reclaim the vehicle, the bot and the aircraft plant here and just get the metal to get that Tech 2 out as quick as possible. Now, the issue I can see that we may have here for Blowdeer is that he is throwing all of his units towards Stardom. He's not going to have any forces left to actually defend in this time period while he's having to build up to Tech 2. This does mean, though, that he's putting pressure on Stardom and is going to force him to have to rebuild. I think his whole idea is to basically do as much damage as he can, kill as many units and economy as he can, so that Stardom is as behind as possible. At the moment, we only see a difference of metal by about 8 and about 200 difference in energy, which is not too big a deal, but that's going to start compounding when we get Tech 2 engineers on the field and start getting a Tech 2 economy up and running. Now, all of the forces that were left of Blowdeers has now been destroyed, leaving only these Tech 2 fiends left. Now, as soon as Stardom finds these Tech 2 units, he is instantly going to start transitioning to Tech 2 himself. So he needs to make an effective use of this Tech 2 and not just let the enemy know that they're there for free. Now, we see another push along the bottom side here with the last remaining grunts of Blowdeer. Blowdeer doing a great job here at providing pressure. Boxing in Stardom. The early aggression from Stardom did work well, but unfortunately has not been able to continue on. And Stardom quite struggling here. The scout doesn't manage to see anything substantial. Still no Tech 2 being produced from Stardom here. Wind has died completely. But Stardom is now aware Tech 2 units have been spotted. And it's at this point Stardom knows, well, right, enemy has Tech 2. I need to get Tech 2 quick. And there we see the start of a vehicle plant with a solar panel blocking it in. I'm sure that is a mistake, and he's probably going to start reclaiming that. But yeah, as we see, as soon as he hears Tech 2 vehicle spotted, Tech 2 unit spotted, he's instantly transitioning to Tech 2 himself. The Shurikens just completely locking down that Tech 2. Fighters do come in here, clean up what's left of the Shurikens. But unfortunately, these fiends have not really going to be able to do much. There's only 2 of them left now. Actually, they make very short work of these rocket trucks. He could self-D that one in the middle. He doesn't. Doesn't quite have enough, though, I don't think, to really deal with everything. But he holds off the attack, which is the main thing. Now, meanwhile, how much metal is up there? 1.6k metal on the hill. It's quite a bit of metal. Right now, Blowdeer is doing fine for both metal and energy. And he started to get some Tech 2 metal being built. Now, we do see, I know it's slightly off because there's reclaim coming in at the moment, but Blowdeer is basically double the metal production of Stardom, which is not good. More construction turrets needed, if anything. He has such a large amount of metal. We see another good raid, keeping the pressure on Stardom here. Fiends don't leave too much metal when they die, and he can also self-destruct them to guarantee no wrecks stay alive. Stardom only just noticing that he blocked his tier 2 vehicle lab with his solar rather, and has only just reclaimed it, leaving a little while before that unit actually was able to make an impact. Meanwhile, surprisingly, what's happened is the complete opposite of what I was saying. I was suggesting that the hillside would be completely a standstill and the bottom would be busy, whereas it's the complete opposite. The bottom has been standstill and the top has been really busy. Now this makes sense really when you think about it. Bodhi's factory is closer to this top side, so for him he can apply lots of pressure to the top side here, and with bots as well has a bit of an advantage. Whereas Stardom is very central with his base, so it doesn't really make too much of a difference. We do see some larger tanks, these Pounders going out now. Pounders versus Grunts is not a very good trade at all, as Pounders are literally made to counter Grunts. But the large amount of Grunts there do manage to kill that single Pounder with heavy losses, which again cuts down the economy of Stardom's expansion here. Fusion does get built. Teams having to pull back. I'm surprised these Pounders can actually get up over the hill here. Also, I'm surprised we're not seeing the typical Sheldon blob from Baldir here. These sumos are very tanky. They are not going to get moved at all. And we often see those front lining for Sheldon balls here. But not today. This is not a bad choice though. Pounders are quite... because Pounders have a very high impulse damage. And what I mean by impulse damage is their weapon has a lot of knockback. And we saw that take place down the bottom here with the Grunts. And... it works quite effectively at stopping these melee units getting close. Meanwhile, at the bottom, just two single Tigers here. Gonna cause some havoc. No shurikens left from Baldir, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Sumos are very hard to stop. They're so tanky. A full health one is, you know, 5k health, as opposed to the, well, we don't have a full health Pounder, but needless to say, not too much in the difference there. Tigers, however, on the other hand, also 5k health, basically the equivalent unit to a degree, but these things are a lot quicker. And this is starting to make an impact on Baldir's economy now. Baldir has lost 4 metal extractors. And air superiority also does go to Baldir at the moment. Stardom not able to mass up enough fighters to really make much of an impact. And the Shurikens doing a good job here at locking down a couple of these Tigers. And that's got a lot of reclaim. 400 metal for that single Tiger rack there. And that does give Baldir back control of this bottom side for at least the meantime. As we zoom out, having a look at both teams here on the map, the economy build up here of Baldir is amazing. Look how much he has in the way of economy just spread out across the map. So many windmills, whereas Stardom a lot lacking on that front. And as we quickly jump into the statistics here, we can see that metal produced, Baldir is substantially ahead with about 20k metal, with only 2k metal excess. So 20k metal is a big lead here. Energy produced is Baldir is twice the amount of Stardom has produced all game, over twice actually. but has got some energy excess, but nowhere near the amount of the differences. So Bloated very much in the lead when it comes to economy here. But at the end of the day, it's how you use that economy. If you're not able to make an impact with the economy, then it doesn't matter really. Also, at the end of the day, all it takes is Bloated's commander to die. I don't think it's anywhere near over yet. Again, the issue we were saying before about this map is that because of the pond here, you are forced to fight on both the north and south side simultaneously. And funnily enough, we see an experimental gantry coming out from Bloated. What T3 will we see? Been a while since we've seen a Tech 3. We can see Bloated here very much heavily investing in fortification here. Building a bunch of these pop-up scorpions. These Sabot towers are pretty strong. Almost got some friendly fire there. Quite easily we'll deal with Tech 1. Don't know if this was a good trade here though, running straight into all this. He does have to make sure that the rocket units stay out of range, otherwise the shurikens are useless. And here come in the Tigers. The Sabot Tower's not doing quite as much as we were hoping. Fiend's not really able to get close. Having to keep falling them back. Remember, vehicles are quicker than bots, so Stardom's able to just keep popping in and out, getting a bit of harass on the go. Bloated needs to just go in or doesn't go in. He's moving the rest of his fiends from the north side here. Shurikens come in as well, trying to get some EMP off, but not really able to do much. Bit of friendly fire going on there as well from the pop-up turret. All these fiends are about to go down, leaving just what's left. It's the only pop-up turrets that will be left. And I don't think that last pop-up turret gets built in time. Very close. Oh, it actually does. No, it doesn't. It looks like it's completed, but it's not. Oh, 99%. That is very close. Just shy. Unfortunately, it still soaks up damage for the one that is working. And that manages to hold Stardom's push off just a little while longer. As we see the first Shiva being built. Is he going to pop it in the water? No. So if this was me, I'd start building a mass of them in the water here. And the enemy is not going to see them. And then he just like, surprise, motherfucker. And just walk them out of the water. And he would not be able to react quick enough. All the fiends walk into the mines there. And they do manage to push Stardom back even further. But he needs more units down on that side. Shivas will do a good job at holding them off, but he is giving up to the enemy the fact that he has Tech 3. Meanwhile, we quickly look over Stardom's base here. He does have one fusion up and running right now. Still only got Tech 2. Hasn't replaced any of the factories yet. Got a couple of idle engineers here, though. Meanwhile, Tech 2 artillery pounding the sumos on the hill. Having the advantage of this hill, though, does mean that he can get behind it, wait for the enemy to reach the top, and then attack. Very good EMP there from the Spybot as the Shiva crests the hill. Another EMP bot goes off. Good use of the tools available to him there, Bloated, as he crests the hill. And does a lot of damage to all of the Tech 2 artillery. Only 2 of them survive. And the other forces that Stardom had here get absolutely obliterated as more and more Shivas keep pouring out of the tech-free gantry, and now Stardom knows he is in trouble. Switching to Banishers now. Now Banishers, a great choice. Long range, high alpha damage unit. I personally use these quite often in team games towards the late game where I don't have the economy to go tech-free myself. But enough of these will alpha a low-tier tech-free like these Shivas. You do need a large quantity of them though. But they will also outrange the Shivas here. And that's a key thing. But again, Stardom just having to try and build up. He's trying to get his economy up and running. He is energy stalling right now, whereas, you know, Bloated is just perfectly fine. He is in no rush. He has an anti-nuke up already. He is golden. He's like, I don't care. I've got all day. We are actually seeing even advanced fusions going up in the back here as well. So, Bloated's economy way ahead of Stardom. And Stardom looks like he has no plan really for making an impact there at all. Now, both these players are the same OS rank of 50, which is, you know, very high. Both these players are in the top 10. So it just shows that how a 1v1 game, if you're of equal quality, equal standing, can go for a long time, as we're reaching the 25-minute mark now. Oh, Spybot does get decloaked, but nothing there to make an impact on it. And unfortunately, these only two Banishers versing all these Shivas is not going to be enough. Although these mines are slowly whittling down their Shivas. Not enough, as another Banisher gets destroyed. And we're about to see some big economy damage done to Stardom here. Stardom just needs time. He needs time to build up a critical mass of Banishers. However, whilst that's happening, there is a critical mass of Shivas forming. And I know what I would rather have on my team, and that is a critical mass of Shivas. Now this is moving quite well here. This Shiva on the north is just set to a fight move here, and he's just going to slowly push in. Meanwhile, these three here are just slowly walking forward, clearing up this front line. Opening up opportunities for Bloated on the bottom side here to attack. Shurikens come in and do manage to get... Oh, two of them EMP'd. Managed to get all three of these EMP'd. Now that is quite a big impact. However, they're going to become un-EMP'd very quickly. He needs to keep the Shurikens on them, but he can't because he needs them here right outside of the base. And there are just not enough Banishers here to stop this push. We need to see a desperate D-gun here from Stardom as 4 Shivas and a Mammoth walk into the base. Mammoth gets taken out. 5 Shivas actually. Stardom cloaked his commander. This is a perfect D-gun opportunity. 2 Shivas down by a single D-gun. And initiative back to Stardom momentarily, but all of the Shurikens get absolutely obliterated as Bloated's Air Force comes in, absolutely destroying Stardom's air defenses. Strategic bombers inbound as well. I'm afraid, Stardom, say goodbye to your economy, as here come the bombers. Banishers actually do a good job at taking out a bunch of the bombers there, but Stardom calls GG before the bombs can go off. And we see a big explosion there. Bloated takes the win. Very well played. Bloated just able to dictate the game the entire way through. And seeing Tech Free again in a 1v1 is great to see. Hope I'll see you all again for the tournament that takes place on the 24th. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.